Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time. And it's still happening in Ukraine. Oh, it's not got any better. And of course, the personal costs of the people of Ukraine is coming through. The cities have been bombed. It's not, it's not good. It's not looking good. At the moment, Ukrainian troops are putting up a defence. They are facing the enemy. That's across the motorway, leading in to the capital. And they are fighting. They are fighting every inch against the Russians. And yeah, again, there's been outright condemnation of this. Even Russian people themselves, many of them took to the streets and protested. Because they know it's wrong. We're hoping, that maybe the Russians could just stand up to Putin and stop him. Just take to the streets. If they can't arrest all of you, again, it's safety in numbers. So if as many people as they can took to the streets and showed Putin that they're not going to listen to a dictator anymore. And this is the optimist in me. Meanwhile, Anonymous have declared cyber war on the Russians and have taken out the Russia Today website. Ooh, I think that'll make all the difference. But one that again is brave. I don't know. I guess it's brave. This is the story of Snake Island near Odessa. There's a Ukrainian outpost on a small island called Snake Island, and they were approached by a Russian warship and told, give in, surrender, put down your weapons, or we will open fire, as they say. Look, and the Ukrainians told them to go and fuck themselves in no uncertain terms, which I thought was pretty damn brave. And all 13 of the Ukrainian reserve on that island were wiped out in a missile strike. But hey, that's how you do it. You've got to face them down. Meanwhile, the EU, good old EU. Do you remember when everyone, the people who like the EU? I'm not one of them. Voted to leave. Still pleased with that. But there are a lot of people that thought it was a bad idea. That's their opinion, and I would never condemn them for it, except now, because I always said that the EU was there to stop war in Europe. We haven't had a war in Europe thanks to the EU, and they forget, things like the Yugoslavian conflict and things like which, again, they just stood there and put their hands in their pockets while we went in. Anyway. We shouldn't take all the credit because I know the French were involved, but there are many other European countries that didn't get involved in that conflict. But we wanted to shut down the SWIFT banking system, and it's used for a lot of electronic transfers. The UK and the US both were pushing to get Russia kicked out of that system because it would severely inhibit their banking ability. And the EU blocked it. Germany, Italy, Hungary and France block our bid to get Moscow out of the SWIFT banking system. And that's why the EU is a busted flush. Busted flush. No good at all. But the people of Ukraine have been very, very brave. I was watching two old ladies having a go, and one of them went up to a soldier and just told him to, go away. Yeah, that was nice. And another lady, this was in Henichesk, the port city in the Sea of Azov. She went up to one soldier and she said, just getting it queued up, She said, put sunflower seeds in your pockets so that they grow on Ukraine soil when you die. And I thought, that's one of the most amazing put-downs I've ever heard. I thought that was absolutely astounding. But, there's been bombings overnight. People have been killed. It's no good. But there's good news. There's good news. How so? Because the onanistic overlord of hilarity, Louis C.K. himself, is going to be performing in Kiev. Apparently. I have visions of him standing up to the Russian army. A bit like, do you remember Tiananmen Square where that fell in front of the Chinese tanks? But it'd be with him in front of the Russian tanks. Louis C.K. standing in front of the tanks with his cock in his hand, masturbating furiously. And he single-handedly stops the war. Imagine that. A wank for freedom, thanks to Louis C.K. Remember, ladies, never go into a dressing room with him. And always backpedal as soon as he starts unzipping his fly. Just remember, keep it in your trousers. It's really easy. It's a really easy rule. It's a really, really, really easy rule. Right. Let's see if there's got any other stories we can do. I don't think there is. Oh, here we go. Oh, we love these stories. This is from Tehran, which is the capital of Iran. Of course it is. Iranian man, right? 49-year-old patient. He went to the doctors. He went to the hospital, right? And let's pull up the picture. Let's pull up the picture, shall we? Here we go. He'd stuffed a battery into his penis. Yes, we have a foreign object into the penis story. This is a report in the urology case reports from doctors at the Shahid Beheshti University in Tehran, and he couldn't urinate, and the battery was stuffed well in there, so they couldn't get it out. So they had to end up cutting open his perineum to get to his urethra, so he didn't damage his genitals, and they had to do all sorts of skin grafts from his cheeks and lips to repair the damage. But they didn't know why he did it, because they weren't sure. They weren't sure if it was for sexual pleasure, contraception, or maybe a drunken accident. There you go. Put that on the list. And we do have a picture of the battery for those who are interested. Is that a double A or triple A? I can't tell. You would probably go for a triple A, wouldn't you? If you're trying to stuff it in your urethra, you wouldn't go for a double A. Definitely not a D. Definitely not a D-sized battery. That was a good story, wasn't it? These are the news stories you come for. These are the stories you come for. But we do have a follow-up on the Taunton doctor accused of lacing tea with his own semen. This is Dr. Nicholas Chapman. He's been accused of twice doing this. Here he is. Here's the filthy wanker. The court case is going on at the moment, but this is relating to two incidents that occurred in September last year. That he's a 54-year-old South African doctor. He's facing trial at the moment, but the trial has been moved to take place in the summer. They've done a pre-trial thing. But at the previous hearing at Taunton Magistrates, Prosecutor Giles Tippett said the victim discovered the substance at the bottom of her cup. Right? Now, we was debating how they knew it was semen. I don't know if you was in on the debate. We thought that semen may have floated in tea, but we have the evidence now. The victim discovered a substance at the bottom of her cup and thought it tasted funny. Well, and the incident was reported to the police, and a laboratory test confirmed that the substance at the bottom of the cup was indeed semen related to that doctor. So there we go. We now know that semen now sinks in tea. We don't have to try it. We don't have to discover it. It's there. We now know for fact that oh boy. Meanwhile, science in the UK and Germany have created a synthetic coronavirus from scratch inside a laboratory. Yay! Researchers at the Max Planck jokes right themselves. Institute in Germany and UK have created a minimalistic version of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. And it's their attempt to study what it does. I mean, again, you'd think there was enough samples of the COVID-2 virus. You'd think there'd be enough of this stuff in the wild. They wouldn't need to make their own. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? I've seen those horror films. I know what happens. It escapes from the lab. Usually there's a monkey involved. And then zombie apocalypse, isn't it? I don't know. I thought, well, we already done that. I really don't know what's going on. It's a crazy old world we live in, isn't it? Meanwhile, this is the battle of the Tina Turners. This is a story I've been following intently. Tina Turner, 81, took on a tribute act. She took a tribute act to court, claiming that the tribute act was so similar that fans could confuse her for the real singer. Well, firstly, Tina Turner's in her 80s, and Dorothea Coco Fletcher is in her 30s, for example. So in her lawsuit, Turner said that there were too many similarities between her and Fletcher's acts, including her hairstyle. And you go, well, that's the whole point, isn't it? The whole point is the tribute act is meant to look like the person they're paying tribute to. And we have pictures. Of course, we have pictures because it's the Daily Mail website that I'm stealing this all from. Can you tell which one's which? Can you tell which one's which? I can. Tina's on the left and Dorothea's on the right. But anyway, good old Dorothea. She won her claim. She beat her, and the Federal Court of Justice have finally made a decision ruling in favour of Fletcher on February the 24th. So that's a good thing. But yeah, she goes under the title Simply the Best, the Tina Turner story. And again, it's just, I mean, here she is with two other looking people. There's Louis Armstrong and is that meant to be Elvis? I think that's Elvis after he died, isn't it? So there you go. You have to be very careful who you're paying tribute to. Though I'm sure there'll be a Stephen Wilson tribute band. Just be a turnip on stage with no shoes on. Oh, I'm so rude. I'm so rude. Why am I so rude? That's just the way I was born. Rude, isn't it? Brought up rather badly. Anyway, I think no, I found another one. I found it. I found the end. This is the last story for today. This is the story of anatomy professor Helder Binder Pimenta in Brazil, who was arrested for trafficking organs. And I'm not talking Bontempi or Yamaha. I'm talking about human organs. Indeed. Here he is. Here he is now with is that Gunter von Hagen's behind him? There you go. There he is. There's Professor Helder Binder Pimentera. So what did he do? Well, he sent some human specimens, placentas, 3 placentas and a human hand to Singapore. To this chap here. Yeah. He's fashion designer Arnold Putra, and he was going to turn them into items of clothing. Because, plastination. Gunnar von Hagen's plastination. Oh, see? So, yeah, he's going to plastinate them and turn them into... And it's not the first time that Putra's done this. He created a handbag. This handbag here he's got. Here we go. Here he is, posing with the handbag, I think. And that handbag there, you see that the handle is made from a human child's spine. That's it. That's all I've got. I think we can end the weekend on that. That was the news. The only news. The news that counted. It's a weird world. Why do we live in such a horrible, weird world? Why? Why, oh why? I'll check if anybody's in. There's probably nobody in. I doubt if there's anybody in. Eggus is in. How's my groove been? Chilly. Andrew's in. He says, good morning. 365 says, good morning. How am I confused? I'm not confused 365 days. Sorry I didn't get back to you. I just didn't feel like the collaboration. Asia, I haven't got any good things to say. I'd watched your videos and you're very positive, and I'm the opposite of that. And I thought I just get everyone down, so I absolved me. I just didn't have the heart, to let you down. So yeah, so sorry about that. Please forgive me. I really want to do a collab, but I want to do something that's a bit more sparky, So, and you're far too nice. You're far too nice. You should be hanging around with the dregs of human scum like me. Andrew says, my new Tangerine Dream album has arrived. On vinyl, of course. The good thing about Tangerine Dream albums is you can play them backwards and 45 RPM and at 78 RPM, and it all sounds the same. Good, isn't it? So I did there. Little joke there. They're just talking music. They're talking about Tangerine Dream. So that's that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully I haven't scared you off. Remember, folks, don't make handbags out of children's spines, and don't put your semen in the tea. But then you should already know that. And on that, drink it up.